Good afternoon, sir. I'm Begueatti with Begueatti Industries. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, but kind of want to be all the way up there.
All the way up there, eh? Boy, oh boy, do I have the perfect product for you. Would you be so kind as to let me demonstrate?
Hmm, I see no harm in it. Go right ahead.
Ah yes, thank you, sir. I'll be just one moment. Alright, sir, step right this way into the deluxe cabin.
Let me try this bad boy out. Um, how does this thing work?
I'm glad you asked. Follow me over here for the instructions. As you can see here, each different block of colored terracotta represents a different floor number. All you need to do is point the stick of the redstone torch to your desired floor and then press the button to launch. If the elevator is not at your current floor, just press the call button and the elevator will be with you shortly.
That seems pretty easy to understand. Let's go try it out. Let's see what this bad boy can do.
My knees. Okay, we're here.
This is nice and all, but I've remembered my fear of heights.
No problem at all, sir. All we need to do is head back inside the elevator and select a lower floor.
Yeah, man, that sounds pretty good. My knees.
This is really harsh on the knees.
Now this is more my speed, but what else can you tell me about it?
I'm glad you asked. Let me show you its features. We've got automatic gates, 4-floor selection, smart call button, race cars, lasers, airplanes, and it's not even that hard on the knees. Do I even have knees? All of these amazing features are found in one absolutely massive package. You know, small is good, but bigger is better. Bigger is way better, am I right? And that's why here at Begueatti Industries, we strive to make the biggest possible packages within our budget, of course. If you love what this amazing machine has to offer, just wait till you see the price. All of this wonderful redstonery could be yours for the low price of watching the video and learning about the main circuits, or commenting if you want to see a full detailed tutorial. Now, my colleague Begueatti will take you through some demonstrations of the core circuits. Hi, it's me, his coworker Begueatti. If you want to dissect the circuits in your own game, you can download the world with the link in the description. With that said, let's start over there with the floor selection circuit. This is the floor selection circuit. It's also the interface inside of each floor on the elevator. But this is the important part right now. So we're going to go here with the floor selection circuit Mark II. The only real difference is that it's flipped around, so the redstone blocks are going this way instead of this way. Probably shouldn't even call it Mark II because they're basically the same other than that. But how it works is this comparator can read this item in the item frame. It's different positions and it gives different redstone outputs. This button only turns that off to actually let this redstone signal through. So if we get rid of that, it'll show us what we actually want to see. And this is the first floor selection. If you've selected the first floor, this torch will be on. If you select the second, that one will be on. Also, when they turn off, the pistons will pull their blocks back. So now 3, that one goes, and 4, that one goes. 1, that one goes. So when we put this torch back on, we can see that it's only when you push the buttons, the block will go out and then come back. 2 is that one. 3 is that one. 4 is that one. So that's how we select which floor we want to go to from the elevator. These observers on the top are also to power these different pistons when you get a different output. So we need to take an output from that circuit and bring it into this circuit. So that's why these are here. These aren't needed right here, right now. But that's what those are for. And then if you need to connect the call circuit to here, you can just bring the redstone input right into this line here. So that's how the floor selection works. Here's the idea of the Mark 1 where it's hooked up to the lights. 1, we'll blink the 1 light. 2, we'll blink the 2 light. And 3. And 4. Alright, this was the floor selection circuit. Okay, this here is the call button circuit. And the idea behind how this one works is this is the redstone block that's on the bottom of the elevator. When it's on floor 4, it will be up here. When it's on floor 3, it'll be there, floor 2, floor 1. And the idea behind this is that it needs to know where the elevator is. And then these buttons are each different call buttons. So if we know that the elevator is on the 2nd floor and I push the first button, then the machine will know that the elevator needs to go from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor. Or if it's on the 1st floor and I push the 2nd floor button, it knows that it needs to go from 1 to 2. And that's how that works. Now to get into the nitty-gritty, how it actually works, if we put a block here to lock the top, we can see at the start here, it pushes into a monostable, so we get one little pulse through here on 4 ticks. And then this torch changes, which will change all of the torches up until the lock, because this will be powering this block. So if this one changes, this one won't change because it's already off. So now with floor 3 selected, and these all go through. Now since this one is the only one that doesn't change, these 3 will get pulled back and then pushed out. How this works is this powers this torch, which will turn this on, which turns that torch off. Unpowering this block, which should let all this redstone turn off, unless the one above it also goes, which will turn this torch on and keep this pulse on. So only the top pulse that it detects will change. So for this one, since we have floor 3 selected, this one's not going to change. This one still will, which means this pulse or this redstone wiring will turn off for a moment. And there we can see that. If we select the lower floor, it will probably be easier to see. So this one will only do the bottom one, and that one will change. You can see that. And it's the same for everything. If you download the world, I encourage you to play around with it because it's kind of fun. But from here, since all of these now we know where they go to, we would just have to connect this. Okay, that's first to first, so this one actually isn't needed. But if this was second to first, and that was the second floor interface, we would have to connect this one over to this dust to make it push the first one, so that it goes second floor to first floor. Hopefully that makes any sense. And you just connect these third floor to first would go up to the third interface and fourth floor. I've done that over here in the big one with all of these observer towers. So this is the fourth circuit. This would be if it's on the fourth floor and it needs to go to, say, this one would be the second floor. Don't need that. This would come up over here and trick that. This is that interface for the first circuit, and it would push this block to power that, which is what it's telling it to go from whatever floor to wherever. That is the call button circuit. Now this is, I have it named here the floor detection circuit, and I guess that is what it is. It detects if there's a redstone block here. This is the bottom of the elevator. So if the elevator wasn't here, the door would be closed and there would be no output coming out. If the door did come back, pardon me, if the elevator did come back, the door would open and we would get an output out here. This is what we connect to the lock on the circuits, so that would just come in right here if this was the second floor. Now how this works, or before I get into that, we have this hopper clock here with 3 items in it, and that's to make it so that if the elevator's not here, we got the 3 items in there. When the elevator passes by and does a quick little pulse, it doesn't open the door. So we need to have the elevator stop here for the door and the signal to go out. And that's just what all this is right here. And then we take a comparator reading out of this hopper. So when there's no items in there, that's when this goes like that. So that's how this circuit works. This is the circuit I have named top double extender in my big contraption over there. And basically this one, we just need a quick tick. So here I have it hooked up to a monostable. And then we just have some repeaters with 1 tick and some repeaters on 4 ticks. The observer is looking down at that to power up here, which is just a bunch of redstone. We actually don't need those. So when a pulse comes in, it double extends out, and then it comes back in. And these are the ones that go right on top of the observers to stop them. Make sure if you're going to use a double extender like this to control your flying machine elevators, that your pistons are 1 block away from the push limit, so that if they're flying up and these solid blocks come out to stop them, they can no longer push past them. That's how these work with the elevator. And this is the other double extender. This one is if the elevator is moving downward, we need something to stop it. And so these will stop the elevator in the right spot. They'll come out and the redstone blocks on the bottom will end up there, and that will give us our signal. So these redstones here are actually this input right here for selecting which floor we're on. And these double extenders are a lot simpler than the other ones. We just have a repeater on 2 ticks here, a repeater on 4 ticks for the second one, and a raw redstone there. But these ones I have hooked up to a pulse extender because they need to extend for a little bit and then retract afterwards. And that's how these ones work. All right, I think we've went through all of the major circuits on this thing. Other than that, it's basically just putting them together. And you can see here how I've connected them. We have, this is the call button. So if this was the, I think this is the 4th floor. So if we were calling the 4th floor to the 1st floor, this one would go off. I've just connected that to an observer that comes over to a piston, so it'll tick on, tick off. That'll do this. So that's how the call button works. Where's the elevator right now? We could take a look at this. So if I'm going to call it from floor 1 to, let's go to floor 3. So 3rd floor is this one, which comes to here. Follow that round. We'll go, this is the 3rd floor, and it's on the 1st floor. So it should do this one only. And that will do this redstone output up here. And that will tell it to go from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor. We'll try to follow this. So there goes the pulse. There goes the block. These extended. And here's the elevator. Maybe we'll go to the 2nd from here. There's just one more circuit I want to show you here. So that comes in and locks it, but the pistons down there were still active, so we're not going anywhere. And the circuit I want to show you is if we're here at the 2nd floor and we want to go up, we have to have the locks come in to stop it from going down. These will get pulled. Those will make the flying machine move a little bit. But here on these blocks, I've got 4-tick redstone repeaters on 4 ticks to power these pistons, which will grab the bottom half of the flying machine. And as they pull up, the observers will go, and then the machine will start flying up. That's how that works. It's just a monostable into repeaters on 4 ticks. And I have those here and here, just below the double extenders, and that's to help us go up again. I haven't named the lava circuit, and that's because on Mark 1 it actually used dispensers with lava, and then I realized I could just power the pistons instead. Well, that's about all I have to say about this one right now. I had tons of fun designing the elevator and making the video. Again, the world download is available down in It's yeah, the world download is down there in the description. And oh man, now I've lost my train of thought. The world download is down there in the description. And go ahead and download the world if you want to see everything in your own game or try to replicate my build block for block. You can also use the circuits I've shown off to try and design your own elevator. If you do make your own elevator or use the circuits in any other machines, I'd love to see them. Just saying. Go ahead and send me an email or something. It'd be really cool. If you're still having trouble making your own or copying mine from the world download, go ahead and leave a comment asking for a full detailed tutorial, and I will put that video on my to-do list. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider checking out my other videos. I have multiple playlists for advanced and beginner redstone, along with building tutorials playlist as well. If you like more than one of my videos, maybe you should think about subscribing or leaving feedback in the form of a comment. Thank you all for watching. This is Begueatti, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye!